Do you think you can tell the difference between this fresh fish and this can of tuna? Today, I'm taking over this sushi restaurant and replacing all the dishes with canned tuna.
And we can't just use any can of tuna for this. We're gonna be using Safe Catch because they claim that their canned tuna is somehow sushi grade. So we're gonna really put this claim to the test and not tell any of the diners to the very end.
All right, everybody, can I get your guys' attention for a moment, please? I have to come clean to you guys. Everything that you have eaten today has been made from canned fish. Are you nervous?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, as nervous as I could be. By the time the doors open, the game should have been the game should have been won already.
Yeah.
You know, all you got to do at that point is not f it up. But there's still time.
This is Chef David White, a classically trained sushi chef and a local legend in the San Diego food scene. For over a decade, he's been running Wrench and Rodent, one of San Diego's most respected seafood spots. If anyone can tell whether a piece of fish is worth putting in front of a guest, it's him. He agreed to let us use his restaurant and teach me everything.
First thing on the menu today is salmon mousse and blue chip. First thing, what do we got to do?
First, you gotta get your chips together. Find your mousse. Do you have all your meats together? Garnish any of this shit?
I got nothing.
All right, we gotta get all this stuff together. You're gonna want to have your collards and your albacore all prepped up, ready to go. We gotta get on place and just get it out to these folks as fast as. Did you guys slice apples yet?
Nope.
Let's slice some apples. Let's get our sauce together. We got we're 18 minutes now?
I feel like my hands, because I'm so nervous, are just gonna drop one of these and it's gonna make a loud noise and people are just gonna leave. You're like, you know what?
Upside down.
Okay.
Get closer and you're gonna kind of do this up and down movement.
Okay.
And that's how you get that little Hershey Kiss look.
Okay.
Super perfect circles. And then I'll follow behind you with our kimchi. And then what I'm putting on here is just our delicious little caviar.
Yeah, look, this looks great. They're lining up outside and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Kind of a good adage that we go by is people tend to eat with their eye first. Having that balance and richness of colors is especially important when you don't have something as familiar on your plate as a steak or a pork chop or something.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go out there, just let them know that you've prepared a really special menu for them. Tell them thank you for coming to Jake's place. You ready for this?
Yeah?
I go get him, chef.
All right. Hey everybody, can I get your attention? First off, welcome to Jake's place. Thank you guys all so much for coming. We prepared a very special menu for you. Don't forget to order drinks, have a good time, anything you guys need. We got an amazing staff to take care of you, and I can't wait for you guys to try all of this. Thank you. Dude, I feel like I'm on a play right now, like a theater. There's actual guests. It's crazy. This is the same feelings I had when I did theater in high school. Want me to do 4 chips?
Nah,
3's good. 3's good. Okay.
We just want to give them a little starter bite. They got a lot of food coming their way.
Okay.
First course is salmon mousse,
okay,
homemade kimchi, purslane, caviar, and Okinawan sweet potato crisps.
This looks amazing. All right, guys, we got our first dish. Wow. Okinawan sweet potato, salmon mousse, caviar. It's gonna be delicious.
Pretty solid. I like it.
Salmon mousse is not what I would think it would be. It's salty and it's the perfect umami.
We just brought out the salmon mousse and blue chip. Next up that we're working on is the albacore and black pepper collards.
You're gonna start over here, get about this much. You're gonna make them all even. We're gonna put this right up on top. Shit like
this is gonna be crazy to serve.
Right? There you go. You good to have that up in 3 minutes, Jake?
These look ready.
This one's easy. Albacore, black pepper collards, smoked yuzu vinegar, chili crisp.
All right, meal 2 is going out right now. All right, next up we got albacore and black pepper collards. I'm honestly not too confident in the presentation of what this one looks like.
Doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing great.
You're doing great.
Then there's these little guys are gonna be some garlic chili crisp, finely sliced, and we saute them to get them nice and crispy. Super flavorful, dude. Again, I put that sauce on everything.
Dude, I would too.
Enjoy.
Oh my god, this is actually nice.
That was some of the best food I've ever had. Clean plate club.
Really good.
A little spicy, a little sweet, very good.
Tuna, wait, no, this is tuna zuke.
No, we're crispy rice.
Uh-oh.
Crispy rice is...
Uh-oh. Crispy rice isn't even on here.
Zuke's next.
Yeah, they skipped a course on here.
Oh, shit. So this is a surprise?
Well, it's on...
So this is the crispy rice.
One on each.
One on each.
I'll go first and then make little tuna balls of our wasabi. You don't f*** it up.
I can't even use that one.
No, it's trash.
Hey, Jake, it's 12:30 already and we're only on course 3. We gotta pick it up a little bit.
Okay.
My girl's ready to take control. She just the sweetness and the texture, the crispiness.
Hey, so chef, this is the fourth dish. What do we make? Like, what is this?
Correct. So we're all going to hell for this one. We took the canned tuna and we pickled it in a beet brine to give it color. Then we pureed it and we cooked it with some lentil flour and a little bit of agar-agar so that it will hold its form just like a piece of tuna. So this is the closest thing to uncooking cooked tuna that I've ever seen or done before.
To be honest, I think everyone is going to be so jazzed by the whole dining experience that they're not even going to think that this is canned.
All that matters is that it's good food.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That was like, I've never had sushi that melts. I've always had like gamey sushi. That was melty.
This is number 5. I knew a sushi chef in Florida that had cameras on his chef's cutting board, and if there was 1 grain of rice on the cutting board, he'd come down from his office and give him shit. So the whole thing, when you close it, will be about the size of a 50-cent piece. Just a little, like 2 or 3 of these, sneak them in the back right here. Okay. Watch this. You want to kind of hold this in place. The glue is right here, and that's like the sticky tab.
Okay.
And that's how you get it closed.
What?
So flip it around. The seam goes on the bottom. You do the same again. So yeah, just as long as you start it off right. Nice. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So this is ahi with a little bit of homemade chili paste. So there's garlic, onion, almost like homemade sriracha. Hold the end, and on this you're kind of just forming it. You did such a good job of keeping that rice fluffy. You don't want to smash it on the end.
I'm pretty nervous about when we have to cut it. Just hopefully he's got some sort of guide.
You want to dip the knife in there. We're going to do 7 cuts to make 8 pieces. Start at the end. Just let it slide through.
Okay.
This thing is so fucking sharp. Remember what I told you? Pull that nice, get a nice slide. What is that?
I feel bad for whoever eats this bun.
This is a Hawaiian poke salad inspired roll. So it's got sesame, like a citrus soy on it. Then it has scallion and sesame seeds.
We got a different course over here. I know. Presentation, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 is generous. Presentation 1 out of 10. Lacking, but taste, 10 out of 10.
So we're now on to course 5. We're getting into the cooked stuff. This is the tsukune, and chef just told me this is a Japanese meatball. And what exactly is a Japanese meatball?
Tonight it's ahi. This one has rice as a binder, and then it's rolled in potato starch and fried. Raw egg yolk is the traditional dipping sauce. And then we also have a tare, which is like a glaze that Travis made out of the juice in the bottom of the can. Tuna juice tare.
I don't know if anyone can tell yet, but I definitely think as we get into the more hot stuff, it's going to be a little bit more apparent that this is canned fish. Okay, guys. Next up, we got tsukune. This is like a Japanese meatball.
I would have never thought that could go together, but it goes.
Which one?
The tail and the salmon egg.
Really a thing of beauty.
So good. We haven't even tried the main thing yet.
I tried the main thing. Main thing's like crispy on the outside, soft in the middle.
Okay,
So now we're on course 7. We're bringing out the Salisbury steaks. This one is going to be my favorite because it's such an exotic dish to recreate. What made you think that we should do this?
Well, we've been on the Japanese kick for the first half. I think anything with hollandaise and Salisbury steak, like it kind of gives a shout to like the golden days of dining.
Was this difficult to make with canned fish?
It took a little bit of, had to pull a few tricks, but we were able to pull it off. As far as the flavor goes, everything was perfect and will work out just fine. It's more just getting it to the difference in texture. I mean, this is what we're looking at right here. I mean, it's a Salisbury steak, right?
You brought up something pretty interesting, and you said that there's some really upscale restaurants where people actually expect canned fish.
Oh yeah, canned fish is having its moment in the sun right now. And personally, I think it's always been cool. When I was a kid, I used to get smoked oysters in my Christmas stocking, and I remember eating them before.
Were you stoked when you
Oh yeah,
got those?
I ate that before the candy. You just go put a fennel flower on the side of every one of these.
All right, gentlemen. Salisbury steak with pilaf rice, asparagus.
Oh man.
Wow.
Good? Good.
delicious, really good. So I started cooking professionally in '96.
Wow, I wasn't even alive then.
Right out of high school, and kind of worked at a spot in Carlsbad where I started, moved up to Santa Barbara. I was pretending, you know, trying to go to college, but I also got a job at a sushi bar up there.
And you grow all your own produce, and you're also very particular about the type of fish that you pick out and serve your guests.
Yeah,
like
we try to be. Oh, it's important, you know, and what we put in our bodies, we worry so much about healthcare, and what we put in our car, you know, like what we put in our body is just as important. But this dish is kind of cool. This is a niçoise salad.
Yeah, tell me about it.
This recipe, actually, the original form, it calls for canned tuna.
All right, so someone just went to the bathroom, and he saw the cans of tuna that we have out, and he gave us the dirtiest look ever.
I told you not to leave that stuff laying around.
So actually, the more I thought about it, since he actually did see the can of tuna, I think it masks the rest of the meals because this dish clearly calls for canned tuna. And all I'm hoping is that he just didn't think, was every single thing we ate today canned tuna?
So we cut it like that, and then bam.
Boom, boom.
Bam.
Oh, this looks incredible. Course 8, the niçoise salad. Oh, this one doesn't have an egg. Code red, code red. Don't tell David. Genuine question, does anyone have any idea that it's canned tuna, or are they just having fun, or what's going on out there?
Honestly, no. People are just having like a great time.
No one's like, oh, this Salisbury steak, like.
No one's mentioned whether it's canned or tuna.
Someone went to the restroom and they saw all the cans out, and the guy did a legitimate double take. He was like, but it worked out perfectly because the niçoise salad actually calls for canned tuna, so I don't think they'll have any, like, has everything been canned tuna here, you know? What is this, the 9th course?
Yeah,
what do we got going on?
We made it this far. Dude, we got the burger.
Do you think they'll be able to tell it's a tuna patty?
It's pretty close.
Oh my God, this smells so good.
So this is mayonnaise that we made out of the bacon fat. Taste it. Oh, you want some bacon?
Bro, that's so good. I feel like this thing's about to explode. Just moving on from that one. Oh, I knew it.
Dude, beautiful heirloom tomatoes. Look at that.
They're all ready to rock. The next dish is the grand reveal. Candied salmon and custard, plated on top of safe catch can. And I think this is when we tell them everything that they've been enjoying today has been canned fish. I don't know how I'm gonna break it to them. This is it. I mean, this is the part that we can't redo. All right, everybody, can I get your guys' attention for a moment, please? Thank you. Thank you. I first and foremost want to thank you guys all for dining with us today. I have to come clean to you guys. Everything that you have eaten today has been made from canned fish.